I'm back again, and the reason why I'm back is because I just did a presentation and Facebook just shut down the sound because I played two songs, right, which were really poignant and meaningful, and they took all the sound off my video. So I'm back again, and I'm gonna do it all again. Do it all again. So then we're finished. Right, so today I'm going to look at AuDHD Learning Facilitator, right? And this is in response to the completion of the Body Mind Connection series, where we looked at AuDHD and the child's evolution and the natural evolution that occurs there and how that occurs, right? So today and now we're going to look at what then, because of knowledge of this development and the child's way of evolving, it's going to be important for us to change how we operate with these children in a learning environment, right? So it kind of means undoing our own programming around this. And I just want to double check and make sure that my sound is indeed working now. Doing our own program. It is. Oh, good. Fab. Right. So let me just share this out where it needs to go, please. Bear with me. I just want to double check and make sure that my sound isn't. Right, there we go. Okay, great. So the AuDHD Learning Facilitator, How Real Meaning is Made. Now, there is a song here, and it's Billie Eilish, What It Was I Made For. This is the experience of most AuDHD people everywhere, right? Their life experience is one disaster after another, one failure after another, not understanding why, which creates very low self-concept, high probability of failure in the future due to low self-esteem, and then also a disconnect from our true nature, our true selves, because our potential never rested on performance, ever, right? So children with AuDHD have atypical thinking abilities. The AuDHD child is naturally and organically a meaning maker. They deeply enjoy the search for symbols, colours, effects, and narrative inside of suggested material. They gather ideas not from thought first, then symbol. It's symbol first or image first meaning making. And they, because of the multiple streams of information they have available to them, can create complex things from very little. It is beneficial to allow children a process which is open as a result of that. Because of their very open minds, very open way of interpreting things, they need open streams of creation. So what is an approach for open learning? Open learning is a concept where our potential evolves naturally. R, in Northern Irish, relates to the co-creative experience of learning, where the sensory, physical, sound, and thought streams all correlate to create a pleasing experience of exploration and play. So we're using that high sensitivity and multiple streams of information to create pleasing sensations and experiences for children, where they can learn about themselves and about their environment safely and in harmony with their nervous system and the brain. The key teachers for AuDHD children are emotions, environment, evolving interest, and enthusiasm. Evolving interest is an example of emergent intelligence, and it's something that we would track inside of Sincerity School. This includes the learning facilitator. We support their inspiration, reflect new ideas, validate their directions. We do not lead or influence, we allow. We allow both the mistakes and the failures. Very, very important, because they need to be one and the same thing. When we are controlling or pushing a child towards performance of a standard that we have set, it is unnatural to them. It goes against their unnatural internal workings, and it gives them the message that their authentic experience is wrong and mistakes are bad, when we in fact need failure to learn. If we track the true teachers influencing the environment and its resources to fit what sparks the emotions and interest of the child, then their learning becomes flowing, organic, and paced perfectly for their own ecosystem. So the ecosystem of expression. A child can express their feelings, thoughts, and ideas healthily when all parts of their personal ecosystem are in harmony. If there is imbalance, there will be a lowered or less quality output. The child does not need to be forced or altered. They need choice over expression. And if it's their preferred choice, then it's the right one for the whole of their body system. And we need to trust that. Because learning potential is natural and evolves naturally, we trust the state a child is in and meet them where they are. What they choose fits. I will give you a very simple example. Children who are at home experiencing trauma very often get called lazy and inattentive at school. If we were respectful of their attempt and wish to learn, because believe me, every child wants to learn and wants to be included, if we did not put the pressure of performance on them, their body would naturally recover through the process of engagement. We just don't give them that choice and we rush them. What is a lesson in sincerity school? So a lesson isn't a top-down classroom environment. It's an experience, right? Which includes for the child these four things. Inspiration through the language of meaning, symbol, sound, colour, and art. A purpose or role they get to choose. So they know their place. Meaning and place are very important. Safety to explore, try things, and grow. Belonging and collaboration with others. A lesson is shaped around a project which has a goal of bringing together all the autonomous choices of each individual child and forming something new as a collective group, e.g. building a food garden, a performance about forests, or a home for bees. So the symbol of building a food garden could open up all manner of subjects: self-connection to nature, poetry, the concept of growth and biology and how plants grow and how to feed them and all that kind of thing. And home for bees, that's about welfare of nature. It's about the environment. There's science in there. And there's just a bunch of things. No top-down or hierarchical teaching. So why is this so important? Many children believe that creativity is something we achieve through hard work and success needs to be earned. This is wrong. We need to undo this programming within ourselves too. So where does creativity come from? It's instantaneous. Every choice a child makes is to help build the right conditions for their own safety, well-being, happiness, and creative output, because they all have a will to create and they all have a will to belong. Right? And creativity is healthy for them and learning is healthy for them, and they know that. If we honor their choices, even when it seems like they're making independent choices that isolate them somewhat, it's because their nervous system or their body requires it in that moment, right? That variability is very, very, very valuable. Imagination is free and has no time limit. And when we give them time to build choice, confidence, self-esteem, creativity, curiosity, a sense of exploration, a sense of play, then there is instantaneous change. Before this planet had dinosaurs, there were flowers. And it wasn't anything to do with an evolutionary path of work and augmentation. It was just flowers and dinosaurs. Something changed in the environment, in the atmosphere, and the way that the world formed itself, where there was then space for that biological phenomenon. Imagination and instantaneous brilliance, also a phenomenon, doesn't belong to any individual child. However, they can access it and bring it forward through freedom to be themselves. If we imagine everything built already exists in the future, we just have to be patient and meet each next right choice with positivity, curiosity, and an open mind. Nothing is about hard work, only patience, listening, and open learning. So what is the open learning approach? To revise this again, 1 second, excuse me. I don't know why my nose is always itchy. Our learning evolves naturally. Open-ended activity, open discussion, open timeframes, open to possibilities, open to change, open to questions. What we've been taught about learning is incorrect. It is not given answers and fixed results. The demonstrable and trackable process of real learning is meaning-making and expression. When we slowly, honestly, and openly support children in the whole system discovery of choice, challenge, and creativity, we allow their entire experience of learning to continue within them. It can't be proven externally, not really. All right, honestly, it cannot be proven externally, not really. Rote memorization and instruction taking is not example of intelligence, nor is it demonstration of success. Time is not linear and neither is result. The result is the active process demonstrated in their enjoyment, engagement, and ability to create meaning and express what they are or have learned, want to learn more of. No! Shut up! No! Not today, Josephine! Oh my God. Someone has started with a drill, so I'm just going to go quietly and quickly through the rest of this. Sorry for shouting and raging. He's a really nice man who reminds me of my granddad, and I've been popping in just to chat to him and stuff, but I've also been quietly telling him off because he just keeps starting with a drill without giving anybody a warning. I need a warning before there is a drill. Right, hold on. Why give children choice? Can't actually. Right. Children learn from themselves. They organically witness their own thoughts, feelings, and evolution when we let them choose. Obviously, I have some control issues. Mistakes are easier, reflection is deeper, and meaning is more profound. They feel themselves becoming someone. According to the theory of self-determination, it is fundamental psychological need, right? So people want to make choices by themselves. And by allowing children to choose, we show them that they are co-creators of their own reality, right? Rather than needing somebody outside them, they can trust them with their own selves and they can bring everything they have inside of themselves, which they're then aware of because we haven't disrupted, right? To whatever they create. By design, they naturally acquire intuition, integrity, responsibility, and a sense of knowing who they are inherently through witnessing their own experiences. He stopped drilling. I feel so bad. They feel better, they succeed more gracefully, they grow. It's the mindful practice of uncovering what's already there. Anyway, the aims of the AuDHD Learning Facilitator. So have a look at some of the images there, right? These are all demonstrably project-based work. So we have a living curriculum that gives children experiences where they get to try out and do and experience new things. So have a look at the list. Fostering safety and modeling healthy, curious exploration. Follow, don't lead. Suggest, don't demand. And create the following. Imaginative questioning. Because true learning is demonstrated in the process, questions are more important than answers. A child who asks questions, a child who's a child engaged in learning. Projects that foster fun, socially conscious goals and belonging, offer experiences which are multifaceted and multimodal, play, art, and nature at the center because of the way their brains are designed. Collaboration with peers is part of every day. Independent choice, thought, and expression encouraged. Notice, no time limits, no pressure, no answers. We let children feel, right? We also let them have time to problem solve, explore, imagine, create, begin again. They work to their own organic process. A child's class or environment or little village, which is the way it's going to work, like they have these little villages for classrooms, their families or villages will be working towards a goal weekly. And that goal is like to create something together. And then they all have separate parts together. And each aspect of this is a learning opportunity. And a child learns through this loose component, this open-ended growth process. And it includes all part of their being human. So no time limits, no pressure, no answers, no result required, only tracked depth of experience. Give children time to self-reflect on their own learning about themselves or a subject. Reading and writing happen as part of their living curriculum. It is natural for the human to want to express. Currently, we are forcing reading and writing on children, and they're not really acquiring a joy of it. And also it carries no meaning because we're teaching them backwards. They're not hearing oral inflection. They're not hearing storytelling. They're just like, here's a word, but like what? What? It's awful, right? Um, they need to see in effect the point of things and feel within them the point of things. And when they have lively experiences and a living curriculum like this, they then see the purpose of reading and writing, and it becomes as part of that. So the final song, which I won't play because I got in trouble the last time, is The Climb by Miley Cyrus. Pure fromage, right? Absolute cheese. Like, honestly, too much, too much. Severe brie, but I love that song. So that's the end of this presentation for today. I hope that it has invigorated you. And if you haven't already contributed to our fundraiser, please feel free to do so. We are dependent on community to keep us running for the moment. We're applying for funding, but it's going very, very, very slowly. Also, if you'd like to be part of the curriculum team, please reach out and let me know because we are in the process of building our infant and junior curriculum and it is very fun. Okay, thanks very much for listening to me. Have a lovely day. That drill will start it again. Oh my God, please don't stop. Bye.